What is going on, guys? Sumner Healy, the Land Pioneer, and I am so excited to be here today and share with you guys a brand new listing in Colfax County, New Mexico. It's a 0.79 acre lot in Angel Fire. If you guys haven't heard of Angel Fire, it's world renowned for its skiing, for its mountain biking, for its hiking. It's a quaint little mountain community, and this property is one, being listed at a massive discount, and two, it's just simply stunning. So without further ado, let's pop on over and kind of explore what we're looking at here. I want to give you guys a really good rundown of this property. And so what I'm going to do is share my screen. Guys, so here we are on the listing, 0.79 acres, just a hair underneath an acre. This lot does have underground utilities. You can see the lot lines here. Now, this is kind of the best representation from a drone photos. We'll touch on exactly how the property sits. You do have a neighbor over here, and the property sits right here. Easy road access, flat level lot. One of the things that you'll see out in Angel Fire is a lot of the lots are, they're mountainous, right? There's topography out here. There might be some serious slope. So to find a property that's got just this level kind of position is really, really rare for the area. It definitely adds some value to the property. You can see easy, really well-maintained dirt roads. Getting to the property is no problem. Even if you don't have four-wheel drive, you're good to go. In the winter, you're going to want chains. They do get a good amount of snow out here. And you can see here's the number for the lot. This property is in chalet number 2. Underground utilities right here on the lot. Really just kind of a plug and play setup. You got absolutely everything you would need to get started. There is no sewer out here. You would be looking at septic. That's the one thing that you would kind of need to bring to this property. But everything else is really just plug and play. You'd want to do a little clearing on the lot. Now, we're looking at 17.5 for the discounted cash price, or if you want to finance the property, 1,900 down, 375 a month for 65 months, comes out to just a hair over $26,000. Now, one of the things that you might be wondering is, and I think this is important for anyone that's looking to buy land, am I getting a good deal, right? And when we look at getting a good deal, there's really two things that we want to look at. First, we want to look at home prices, right? Kind of the general rule of thumb for developing is most developers, most builders want to pay about 10% of a home's value for the land, right? So if the property is selling for $500,000, well, reasonably a builder is going to want to pay about $50,000 for the property. So what we're looking at here, are the most recent land listings and house listings in the area. This property sits right up in here. So those are the neighbors. You can see there's a 1.3 acre lot listed 13 hours ago for $40,000. You've got a 0.56 acre lot listed for $69,000. You have this 4-bedroom, 4-bath, kind of beautiful log cabin home listed just right under $1 million. And so what you can see here is this property's got kind of from day one just equity built into it, right? And that's really our model is we want to be able to pass off a good deal to the next owner. Land, in my opinion, is just wildly inefficient. The way people have realtors listing land where they might not have really any kind of inside knowledge on pricing, they just typically inflate the prices. They just put these huge numbers on them. And unfortunately, it weeds people out from being able to own land. So we like to come in and try to level the market, right? And we also offer owner financing, which you're not going to see really on any of the other properties listed out in Angel Fire. Last I checked, we are the only listing that is offering owner financing. Now, with that owner financing, one thing to be mindful of is there is an HOA out here. So, well, technically it's actually a POA, a Property Owners Association. There's a yearly fee just under $1,400. All fees and all taxes are current on this property. But if you are financing the property, you are going to be responsible for taxes and you are going to be responsible for the property owner fees. We do prorate those ones into the monthly payment so we can add it in and pay it on your behalf. But you want to be mindful, you're looking at probably about $150 extra per month going towards property taxes in the POA. Now, being part of the POA, in a lot of cases, folks kind of have they might have a bit of a negative connotation when it comes to POAs. And I can agree. In some cases, they can have really restrictive covenants that are going to get in the way of really anyone developing. They can be really expensive in some cases. And a lot of times, the land that they actually are governing over just isn't that nice. And so it usually doesn't make sense. Now, Angel Fire is kind of the example of when a POA does work, right? It's protected the value of the land by having not crazy restrictive building restrictions, but having some level of guidelines where people are coming in. They're not just plopping a mobile home on land, right? They're building $1 million homes. They're building beautiful mountain log cabins, which helps to preserve the value of the land. Which is actually really, really helpful. If you're a landowner, you want some level of guidelines or some level of restrictions to ensure that folks aren't coming in and kind of degrading the quality of the neighborhood, but also degrading the quality and the overall land values for the area. So you've got that, but also with the membership comes access to Angel Fire Resort, and that's going to come with golf, tennis, hiking, biking, some of the best skiing in all of the country. And so a lot of folks end up just buying land out here, even if they're not looking to develop, but they'll buy land just to one, kind of put their money in it, use it as like a savings account, if you will. But they also, with that $1,400 per year, are getting access to some of the best skiing and mountain biking in all of New Mexico and really all of the country. And so in a lot of cases, you're getting like these additional benefits that you might not fully realize right off the bat. So really, really advantageous to have access to Angel Fire Resort. Um, and that's something that's included within that $1,400 per year. So let's talk about this POA, right? We've got this property owner association. Like I said, they're going to have some guidelines. They're going to have some restrictions. What are those restrictions? Well, let's touch on them. The very first thing is we're going to have a minimum build size. It's actually nothing crazy, looking at a minimum build size of 1,200 square feet. That means if you're looking to come out here and build the tiny home, maybe not the best spot. If you're looking to build a cabin that's got a small footprint, most folks aren't going to be building underneath 1,200 square feet. 1,200 square feet is a really reasonable build size. And in most cases, people are going to be closer to like 2,000 to 3,000 square feet. It's going to be more common. No noxious or offensive activities, right? You can't go out to your property and start shooting guns and blowing stuff up. Like, if you want to do that, that's great. There's other places in New Mexico where you can find land where that's going to make sense. This is just not the place to do it. No logging or cutting down trees for commercial use. So if you need to clear a home site, you're good to do that. There's beautiful hardwoods out here, but you can't just come and start chopping those things down and trying to sell them. And then the reasonable property setbacks, right? That's going to be pretty normal as well. So really nothing too crazy. This property is zoned residential, so you want to be mindful of that. If you're looking to go build a hotel, this is not the place to do it. This is really for a residential use case. Power, phone, water, all of that, underground utilities, those are all there ready to go. Property sits almost at 10,000 feet in elevation, looking at 9,780 for the total elevation. You got to get your lungs adjusted for that. It's going to be a bit of a change if you're used to living closer to sea level. But that means that you're going to get weather, right? Fall time is stunning out here, but you're going to get some weather. Obviously, in the winter, you're going to get a good amount of snow. Summers are pretty mild out here. Summers are actually really, really nice, but it's just something that you want to be mindful of if you're not used to living in an area that has seasons. You're going to get kind of the full expression of seasons out here. So let's pull up the map and see exactly what this property or what this kind of area is close to, just so we can make it relevant to you. So this is the actual Angel Fire area. This is the little township that it encompasses. And you can see all the mountain ranges sitting to the east of the property. We got Black Mountain, Bear Mountain, Garcia Peak, Trail Peak, Agua Fria Peak, which is actually within Angel Fire. And there's the Angel Fire Resort right here. So we'll zoom out. So this property is really, really close to Taos, New Mexico. That might be a more commonly known area. You're also just a little bit northeast of Santa Fe and not too far from the border of Colorado. So one of the things that we want to look at is, we get a lot of folks that are looking to buy land out here, and they want to know how close it is to major cities or what the closest major cities are. So the very first thing that we have out here, Albuquerque, New Mexico is going to be the closest major city. It's about a 3-hour drive, 155 miles. The actual mileage isn't that far, but you're going to be going through some windy mountain roads. You want to be kind of ready for that. So it's going to slow you down a little bit. So 3 hours in total. If you're in Old Taos, New Mexico, which is another beautiful area, looking about 24 miles. Now, what's nice is within Angel Fire, you're going to have all the amenities that you need, right? Like you've got your grocery stores, you've got really everything you need out there. But if you want to get to some major towns, it's not too difficult. Now, if we look at Denver, Denver from the property is going to be 4 hours and 51 minutes. So really not that far, right? 297 miles, kind of a straight shot. One of the interesting things is we get a lot of folks from Texas who like to own land out in Angel Fire. They reach out about our properties in Angel Fire. So if we look at, El Paso to Angel Fire, El Paso is pretty far south from this property. So it is a bit of a trek. We're looking at 6 hours and 21 minutes. What's more common is we get folks from Amarillo, Texas, which isn't too far from this property. So Amarillo, 4 hours and 40 minutes. So you can see this has got a really nice location. If you live in Texas, if you live in Colorado, if you live in New Mexico, it's really easy to get to this property. You're usually just looking at like 1 day's worth of driving, or even if you're out of state and you're on the East Coast, right? You take a flight into Albuquerque, get a rental car, head on up to the property, and go enjoy it for the summer, build a cabin out there. A lot of different options. Really not a bad property just to buy and hold, though. If you're looking for appreciation, you can see just based on what's already out there, this is a smoking hot deal, all things considered. Or maybe you want to, buy the property, build on it, and flip it. Looks like there's a good amount of margin for something along those lines as well. So you've got a lot of options on this property. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, of course, if you have any questions about this property in particular, get in touch. My email is down below. You can go see the property listing down below. If you want to look at any of our other properties, head on over to the landpioneer.com, click on properties, and you can sort by county and state and see everything that we have currently listed. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.